What's up everybody, Tommy here, Math Productions, and this video we're piggybacking off of the most recent mod update where I talked about the recycle your galactic junk and recycle your legendary modules mods and how they can address the idea that it feels like, and it probably can be verified with hard numbers, that more often than not you put in all that hard work to clear out a random POI. You fought through and defeated that final enemy, and it was a legendary melee weapon that you picked up, or something similar, right? So the idea was, how can you make the loot better in Starfield? How can you make it worth it again to go out and explore random POIs, to try to see what's out there for you to get your hands on? I felt like that video, it adequately described the two mods and how they work in the game. But I don't think I adequately described, like, conceptually how you can use them to address that core issue of making loot great again. And so this video, it's a handful of mods plus one paid mod that are put together with the sole idea of how to address and make loot great again. And so while I'll go through the 6 mods just quickly to give you a highlight of what they do, we've already just talked about 2 of them, but I'll touch on them again. Really what I want to do is, the majority of the rest of this gameplay is talk about that conceptual idea of how these mods make loot worth it. So that's what we're going to talk about here. We're going to get over to another planet, set some stuff up, and we'll talk about these mods. While we get our stations set up, I'll just go down the list of those mods. The number 1 at the top, it's the only paid mod on this list. It's optional, obviously. Because of that, I'm going to do videos that talk about this mod specifically by itself. It's from our friends at Quarter Onion Games, the Modular Arsenal. It adds elemental type bullets, weapons to the various factions within the game. You can craft them, you can pick them up. Makes the variety of the weapon types super cool. Like I said, we'll talk about that mod. You'll see it when we go through the weapon workbench and try to upgrade our Beowulf. You'll see some of those mods in the ammo and magazine section, but we're not going to deep dive into that mod in this video just yet. Of course, we have our Galactic Junk Recycler and our Legendary Module Recycler. We are at a industrial workstation using the recycling feature. It's again specific to weapons, spacesuits, packs, and helmets. While you can give them to your companions, use them to decorate, sell them for credits, you also can break them down for crafting resources. To elaborate on that, again, when you're trying to make loot better and you have to work with what you're given, unless you're going to add in a bunch of stuff that doesn't exist in the base game, extra weapons, stuff like that, you have to work with what you got. So when you're recycling weapons you don't need and getting those resources for additional crafting, you can take a weapon like our Beowulf that we do want to keep, and if we put points specifically into researching a weapon upgrade specifically, then we'll be able to unlock better scopes, better internals, better magazines, etc, etc. We can make our own loot that we're searching for, and instead of having to go and set up farms, connect systems, track down vendors that have the crafting resources that you need for those higher tiered attachments for your weapons, also for your spacesuits, your helmets, your packs, when you recycle your old stuff, you get the crafting materials you need for the new stuff. Very similar to the Legendary Module Recycler, but this one lets you keep, the Legendary Module Recycler lets you keep your weapon. It just strips those legendary effects off of them, so that way at the weapon workbench, you can attach them onto weapons that you do want to have legendary effects. Obviously, each legendary effect, 1, 2, or 3, will toggle it between the 3 various colors, and yellow's what you want. And you can make your own yellows with your own weapons because of the Legendary Module Recycler. With all of the talk about legendary effects, definitely make sure huge friend of the channel. Definitely recommend their channel. They do fantastic reviews of not only their own mods but others. But Bag Clams Gaming, Bag Clams 83, they have a legendary effect Overhaul. Completely reworks the perks of the legendary effects. Not OP, they are definitely still balanced. They absolutely make all of the legendary effects worth it, not just a couple. You definitely should pair that with this whole idea of making loot better, because as you're keeping and finding and collecting and using these legendary modules, now they're going to have even better, again, balanced effects for your gameplay. The last two mods that we put on here, Melee Madness, I've talked about that before, by Zone 79. It adds in like 50 new weapons, and they are fantastic. I can already tell they're going to pair perfectly with the modular arsenal. And again, if you're going to find a bunch of melee weapons in your loot that you're picking up, make them worth it. Give them more variety. That's what Melee Madness does. And Avontech POI adds in a new crafting component type element for your spacesuits, and it gives you new POIs to add to the variety within the game. Both of those absolutely fantastic. Improve the game, improve looting in the game specifically. But I hope you check out all these mods. I hope this video helped out, and I hope it addressed the idea of making loot great again. If you like this video, I hope you press the like button. If you like this content, I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. Tons more on the way. Let me know in the comments what you think down below. And as always, take care till next time.